Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about alcohol and what it's done in relation to the number of people, both men and women, who are showing up at emergency rooms throughout the country. So I'll put a link to this article in the description for the video. But it says here, it's titled Alcohol Specific ED, I believe that means emergency department, visits doubled in the last 20 years. ED visits with alcohol-specific diagnosis doubled among males and females from 2003 to 2022. A rising prevalence of alcohol-related emergency department visits has been observed in the United States, increasing the burden on hospital resources. I guess this was a study that was done. A 2024 report from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration showed that alcohol was the most common substance involved in substance-related ED visits from 2021 to 2023, with double the number of visits compared with those involving cannabis or opioids. Over the 20-year period, emergency department visits for alcohol-specific diagnosis were higher among males than females. However, both sexes experienced similar increases in the number of visits. So I believe this doesn't just, this is, I guess, things like DUIs, people drunk and disorderly. Maybe somebody tripped and fell. I think that's what they're talking about here. But the bottom line is that it appears that more people are drinking, despite all the efforts, to educate folks. More people are doing, going out there and drinking and driving. And I know that because when I was a prosecutor here in Palm Beach County in the 90s, I used to file DUI cases and prosecute them. And, I spoke very recently to a former colleague of mine who had been with the office until last year, 2025. And what he advised me was that more people than ever, at least here in Palm Beach County, more people than ever, despite the availability of things like Uber and Lyft, more people than ever are driving high and are driving drunk on the roads here in South Florida. And I suspect it's not limited to just the Palm Beach County. I should imagine this is something that's affecting lots of different parts of the country where we have lots and lots of people, right? And so it's concerning, right? I had, some good friends who were killed actually driving past where the Dolphins play, because somebody had too much to drink at the game, came out, ran them off the road, their car flipped and killed them. And just devastating. And I think that, these statistics seem to show that we're drinking more than ever. And I think that people don't seem to realize how much damage it can do. And, we get a lot of these types of calls. We're getting a lot of calls with mental health issues, but I can tell you, we still, when it comes to recreational type drugs, we're still seeing a lot of these alcohol related cases. And, for a lot of folks, they're sort of functioning alcoholics. And what I mean by that is they sort of, they party on the weekends. And unless there's consequences, like they end up in an emergency room or get arrested for DUI, they go to work on a Monday morning like nothing has happened. And meanwhile, their body is just slowly deteriorating. And if you've ever lived with somebody like this, I think you probably can confirm that, living with somebody like this is not easy. Alcoholics tend to hide their drinking. A lot of the families tell us that, when they're dealing with somebody in the family who's drinking too much, they find, empty alcohol containers hidden all over the house. It's frightening. In any event, I'll put a link to the article in the description. If you are a family out there and you have a loved one who is really having a problem stopping drinking, and you want to talk to us about what options may or may not be available, both legal and non-legal may be available to you, please give us a call. I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts are on these statistics, what your experiences are with the sort of this, drinking, state of affairs. It seems like, anytime you watch a sporting event, there seems to be some advertising for alcohol. Somehow they're connecting alcohol to having a good time in sports. I can tell you, I went to a Dolphin game a couple of years ago and I was with a group of people. It was that were in recovery, and it was supposed to be like a sober game. And right in front of our area where everybody from the recovery industry was sitting, there was a whole family, and there was dad and three sons and what appeared to be the mother. And I'm going to tell you, they had one beer after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. They did not stop drinking from the time they sat down until the time they were cut off. I've never seen anything like it. And it was like a whole family environment thing. And look, I'm not telling people how to live, but that was shocking. It really was. And I can tell you, they didn't exactly look like the picture of health either. So anyway, if you have somebody in the family who's dealing with this issue, you want to talk to us, we'd love to hear from you. I'd be interested to hear what your comments are. If you have any questions, if there's a video out there you'd like me to make about an issue you're seeing in your family, let me know. Post it in the comments. I'll make it for you, because if it's affecting your family, it's likely affecting somebody else's too. And I want to make sure you get the information that you need. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. If you want more of this content, which I put out on a daily, sometimes twice daily basis, please subscribe to the channel. And with that said, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.